Hey, you're missing some window.
Yeah. That I am.
Amateurs. Knocking trees into themselves, always. Okay. Oh, you've got dirt caked into our threads. See those threads? That's gonna be really hard when it's caked full of dirt. But we've made some progress out here the past couple days. Not much left of that pile. Definitely not much left of this pile. They look a little different than they did the first of the week. Went ahead yesterday and picked up the big bucket because I think this morning they've burnt down enough. We're gonna dig a big hole, get this ash buried, leveled one more time, and hopefully call this project finished. All right, let's try it again. Where's your big socket and wrench? All right, got it free. Just a little bit of lubrication and elbow grease. Definitely makes it easier digging a big hole with a bucket that's twice the size. Ah, he wants to move that thumb back. Easier without the bucket? Yeah. Whoop! Get that out of the way, he can definitely take a bigger scoop with the dirt. It's nice having it when he's grabbing a bunch of trees, but it just gets in the way when he's digging a hole. Should be a little easier this time. Cleaned all my threads already. Whoa, he's moving it on me. Can you push it through, hold it through for me? Okay. Bolts locked, safety pins in. I think you're ready to dig a hole.
I don't know, I may move that stuff back out of the way a little bit and just start digging right here.
Okay. Keep it in the fence line.
Yeah, keep it right in the fence line.
That way it's not out in the middle of the field and
less likely to hit a tile. If there is. I don't think there's anything out here, but
yeah. If there is, it's very old. Who knows if it's working? It's easily clay. But it'd just be better off not to mess with it if we didn't have to. And the chances of anything being inside this old fence line is a lot less. So that's where the hole's going. That's true. Dad said, and if there was something right here, the trees were big enough that anything that may have been under those trees is long plugged, broken, not working. So, alright, we're going to let Dad start messing around. I got to go over to the other field, grab my own bucket. I can't push a whole lot of ash and stuff into a hole without a bucket. Hey, there's the bucket. But I want it over here. Alright, let's go see what kind of progress Dad's making. Looks like he's got a decent hole started already. Obviously he's deep enough. Doesn't look like we're gonna hit any tile lines. Tell you what, 4-foot bucket versus that 2-foot bucket makes a huge difference when it comes to straight digging. Normally when we dig holes to bury brush piles, we like to dig them probably like twice as big as they have to be, because we want all of this ash and root and just anything left over, we want to push it all probably 4 feet, 3 foot minimum, 4 feet below the ground. That way when we fill it in, everything on top of that's just dirt. So if we ever do come in here in the future and tile this field or any kind of other work, everything is well below whatever we would want to do. So that's why, like, all of that would fit into this hole already. It just wouldn't still be 3 foot below the surface. So he's got a lot more digging to do still. And now that we've moved his claw, it's very hard for him to grab. Dad wants to know if there's any chance I can burn my hands off or my toes. Gotta be quick. Oh yeah. Wasn't bad. I felt the heat though, just that quick grab. And she goes. Holy cow. There was a lot more there than I thought. And speaking of which, I only saw about half of what I did through that dust and ash cloud. It obviously wasn't any too big, but I'm going to let Dad get a little bit of dirt covering over the ash so it's not near as bad visibly. And then I'll go on the other side and get what he can't reach and start pushing it towards him. Turn around and fill it back up. Well, we made quick work of that. All we got left is, I'm not sure if the vertical tillage tool is going to be enough. We've got the field cultivator over at the farmhouse. One piece or another, we're going to get basically just kind of work around this and get it leveled out a little bit more. Kyle joined us. He said he'd spent too much time sitting in a truck. He was just itching to get out and pick up more sticks. And
you know how to edit in a blurred square?
Kyle's about to flip me off. He wants to know if there.
I was just
He just so happened to ask if I could put a blurred image into my editing.
Blur a square on top of your video.
I don't know.
Good time to learn.
He just loves it. Everybody loves picking up roots. Alright, I did my part. Or tried to anyway. Helped Kyle pick up sticks, but looks like Dad's finished his hole, so time to go push some more ash into the ground. Well, that was probably a very poor spot to put the camera. Move you over here to this side. Ooh, she's still hot. Well, we thought we had all day to get these filled up and finished, but
I just got hit in the back of the head with a raindrop.
yeah, my phone just told me moderate rain starting in 20 minutes.
I think it was.
When you got stuff worked up this and like that, it doesn't take a whole lot of rain to make it really sticky. Well, we got our hole filled, but it's definitely getting darker. Dad ran to grab the field cultivator real quick, see if we can get it worked down. That way we're not going to try and come back out here if it does get sticky and yucky enough. Yucky. I just said yucky. Well, that bites. You see, look at that. Picked up a lot of sticks on that pass. Ground is still very warm. Well, he's gonna level it, but he also just created a lot more picking up for us to do. And the rain's here. Whew, and that's some cold rain. Hot, hot, hot. Well, the only thing worse than picking up roots and sticks and rocks all day is doing it in the cold and rain. So it did not take us long to quickly leave the field and decide to spend the rest of the afternoon here in the shop working on the sprayer. And have I got an update for you guys. So last time you guys saw this, I was working on this back center section. I think I had gotten it finished up and was about ready to start on this side. Well, Dad and I have been out here earlier than the guys have been here just about every morning this week, slowly working on this until daylight and then heading up north. So you can see we have made quite a bit of progress on this right boom. You have all of our supply and reclaim piping all tied in. Your spray piping is in. All of the exact apply nozzles are on. Fittings are all connected here. We have just gotten through our first main fold and getting ready to start from there on. So this is like a very, very expensive Lego set, and we've gotten it figured out. I think we're slowly making progress, but it's taken some time. So I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon. I think the guys are still at lunch, but they'll be out and might even have 3 hands working on this sprayer today. So let's see if we can get some more progress made. Well, I spoke too soon. It's rained enough, nobody's going to be picking up sticks or anything. But it hasn't rained enough for Dad to not continue on with the current tree line that we're now in the middle of. So him and Kyle headed back out. Dustin took the afternoon off. So right now it's just me to try and get this pipe hung. I'm going to do my best, but it might require recruitment from Mom, who just came out. Okay, let's double check. Okay. Well, the first pipe in the sequence is always the hardest one because you gotta do your distance and your level. This one should be a lot easier because I just clamp it to that one and that's where it's gotta be. So this hose kit that goes up over the breakaway called for a template to drill out some holes right here. Well, I can't find the template. So why not just use the plate itself as my template? Let's see how close those holes get us. Alright, the big moment of truth. Let's see if they line up anywhere close. Oop. The 2 on the back side fit. Good thing this new bracket is oval. That one's a little high, but they're going to work out just fine. Well, all my brackets bolted in real nice. Kind of like this kit was made for this machine, huh? It's weird. All I got to do now is hook up all my plumbing. Boom. It actually works out real nice that I'm replacing this bracket. It was upside down. This bracket on the end here because, well, my old one, this is the side I always border my fields with. This one, this old one was pretty bent up. I was going to have to replace it before this season anyway, so works out pretty nice. Actually, you guys see that? I've bent that in time, but how that's tweaked, I need to take a hammer real quick and beat that flat. Watch your ears, this could get loud. because that's still tweaked just a little bit, mainly on this bottom hole. I'm not going to tighten those up quite yet because that rear protection piece has got to go on the back side of this first, and that all ties into this. So I want to leave that loose to make sure this will tie in, and then I'll tighten them at the last. Bracket is my last piece for the entire plumbing on this side of the boom. After this, the only thing I'll have to run is the wiring harness. And because each one is controlled, each one gets a connection. So I say only the wiring harness. It's a pretty significant wiring harness at that. There she is. Alright, give you guys a quick overview of this side. And like I said, I don't have the wiring harness yet, which I'm assuming that's what all of these are. They will just, those plastic push clips. But I just cannot get over how clean this looks. I love that our supply and return is all in stainless. It's not rubber hoses hanging over each other. But then you get to this side. Mom did get all my nozzle booms pretty much pre-built for me, so that'll save me quite a bit of time. But still nothing accomplished on the actual boom. That's another day's project though. I am calling it quits. That's a perfect stopping point. And, well, I forget the fact. I had it. Oh! Over 60% of the world's lakes are located where? North of us, Canada. 60% in one country. They got a lot of water. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was, I'd say, a pretty productive one. We finished up one tree line. I got quite a bit done. The entire right boom done. I'm happy with a day like today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up for us, and we'll see you in the next one.